So, pure breeds, local breeds, hybrids, mongrel. Say what? Mongrel. Guys, I'm going to put the spelling up there. So, why is this so important? What is this? What is this topic about breed? Why is this so important? Why should rabbit farmers care? What is the long-term implication for the rabbit industry? You know, these are all very, very important questions, and the better we understand it, and the more we understand it, the better for our rabbit industry in Ghana, in West Africa, in fact, across the African country. Long-term view, guys, sustainability point of view. And all these terminologies, you know, names, of course, emotional attachment to these animals, you know, will start to make sense. All of this is going to start to make sense as we understand better and better what is this topic of breed. Why? How we use that knowledge to improve our farm. Guys, that is it. I hope I've set the scene very well for you, because this is going to be a long journey, and we stand a better chance of becoming a better rabbit farmers the more we understand this topic of breed. Because, guys, let's face it, in every single forum that you are in, you will come across the question and a picture from young and upcoming farmers, from starters, from even old and experienced farmers that keep on asking the question, the same question. Hey, what is this breed? Hey, I'm looking for a big rabbit that can give, and so that, guys, there are so many of these questions on the forum. And I think this here at Ace Rabbit Farm is the real starting point of information dissemination. Guys, we are trying to let this information out for you to have a better grasp of the topic of breed, you know, so that you can make the right decision when it comes to choosing animals for your farm. I find it very, very interesting topic, and guys, if you agree with me, boom, let's go get it. Okay. Hello everybody, once again you're welcome to here at Ace Rabbit Farm, where we share our information as we experience it on the farm with you, and by so doing we help to build the rabbit communities in our area so that we can all benefit and do this rabbit farming correctly. So I guess maybe a little bit of a context will help us, okay, for the viewers of this forum and for any other person interested in rabbit farming. Really, we are producing rabbit for meat, okay? So the context is all rabbits, regardless of color, size, will eventually become meat, okay? So our conversation today is going to focus on the meat rabbit producers, or commercial meat rabbit producers. Of course, you can still take this information if you're a pet farmer and you really want to go around, you know, the topic of breed, local breed. It is also very, very relevant for you. But just bear in mind that all rabbit in this discussion, when we are talking, we are referring to meat or commercial animals that are raised purposely for meat, okay? So that's set the scene. But I guess, you know, it is best also to, you know, define some few terminologies. So let's look for the very first one that comes into mind is really, what is a breed of any animal for that matter? So you'll see that a breed is usually created either by the environment naturally or by man, by human intervention. So it's a human being who sits down and create a particular breed, you know, mix a certain species. So I don't want this discussion to also be about terminologies of species, subspecies, and no. That's not what we are looking for. We are just going to touch the broader topic, okay? So, and then we move on from there. because I think that understanding is, we need sufficient understanding just to help us make decisions on our farm. And so I'm not going to go into details. So that is going to be the format of this discussion, okay? All right, so a breed is created either naturally or by a human being, by a man, created for specific characteristics. So you are looking for something special in that animal, and because of that, you put a pen and a paper, you put a plan together, and then you create that breed. So what are some of the characteristics that you're looking for in the breed? You're looking for the body type. You want the size of the animal, the shape of the animal, the proportion when the animal is butchered, the proportion of the hind leg, the shoulders, the sirloin, and so forth and so on, the hind quarter. You are looking for all those proportions. You are looking for certain characteristics. If you are producing the animal for fur, then you are looking for a certain texture of fur. Are you producing it for the wool, in this case, the Angoras? Are you producing it for the fur for winter coat, or for fashion garment? Are you developing this breed because you want a certain growth rate? You want your animals to be in and out of the farm for meat production within 3 months. We are talking about broiler animals, like the broiler chicken. Those who farm the chicken, between 6 and 8 weeks, those chicken must be ready for the table. Exactly the same is applicable for rabbit. Okay. Some features like the color. The color could be a factor that may just be of interest, especially let's just use the example of the New Zealand white. New Zealand comes in different colors, right? Black, red, white, broken. And so the white became popular because from white, you can actually dye that into any other color. And so that's why we have a lot of white New Zealand doing the rounds, purely because of the dual purpose, where they use it for meat and also they use it for the fur, right? And obviously other general good behavior, good temperament, good motherly instincts, ability to litter, large numbers of litters. All of these are characteristics that the person creating the breed write that down, define what he's looking for, and then go on the journey of creating that breed. Okay, so by so saying, I hope I have touched on what is a rabbit breed. Okay, so all rabbits are rabbits. You can use them for meat, but then the breed sets you apart because you are now looking for a specific characteristics. Okay. Yeah, so having said all of that, the breed now must be registered, right? And it must be approved by an authorized body. I mean, we're speaking about rabbit groups like British Rabbit Council, American Rabbit Breeders Association. In South Africa, we do have something called a couple of clubs, okay? And they do all these judgments around the breeds to make sure they conform to the approved standard. And then thereafter, they issue you certification to say that your animal meet a particular breed standard. Okay, yeah. So these are some of the characteristics of a breed. It must obviously have origin, where it is made. It could be made in the US. It could be made in Britain. It could be made in Australia. It could be made in South Africa. It could be made anywhere else. It could be made in Ghana. And now the person also making the breed is usually registered. And thereafter, the year in which the breed was approved. So if you talk about a particular breed, so you can go back and trace a New Zealand white. You can go back all the way to the 1890s or 1920s, and that is when the breed was first approved and certified. And ever since, anything called New Zealand white will exhibit a particular characteristics that is aligned with the original intent of the breed. Okay, so with that said, guys, I think I've really touched on what a breed is. All right. Now, when you take a particular breed, so let's say you take two New Zealand white and you cross that, a male, a buck and a doe, you cross that, what you expect to get out is New Zealand progeny. The children, the bunnies, must all look like their parents. Okay, they must all be white. Okay, that is a sign that the breeding stock, the parent, are actually pure breed. Okay, all right. Now let's move on to another topic, which is the hybrid. So when the people speak about the hybrid, they are taking two animals of breeds, right? Two animals of pure line, but different breeds, and then they are combining that. So let's say you take a New Zealand white and you are breeding that with a cinnamon, because the cinnamon is also a breed. Now, the offspring or the progeny that is coming out of that, you see that they look different from the parent. Some of them will be the same as the parent, some of them will look different from the parent, okay? That now becomes the first generation hybrid. So hybrid is a combination of, guys, I'm just going to put these pictures here for you to see how they look like, okay? I think we've covered this topic before, but just use this opportunity to put this here for you to see what a hybrid actually looks like. Now that we've gone across a hybrid, now let's talk about a mixed breed. A mixed breed is which eventually becomes a local breed. So a hybrid really is a mixed breed. But there comes a point where the breeds are overbred. Yeah, the word is overbreeding. They've basically mixed and mix more, where you have hybrid mixing with different type of hybrid. So you've got about 3 or 4 different type of genetics that are mixed up. Okay, that usually happen when the animals are in colonies, or you intentionally set the animal up to be in colony. Okay, and then the animals can just breed anyhow without any control, without any record keeping who the father is, who the sire is, or who the back is, and who, of course, we know who the does are usually going to be. So all of this happening, your animals are just breeding. When that happens, they are breeding in a particular area, they become a mixed breed, and they are acclimatized to a particular local condition. So you hear people talking about local breed. Okay, that for me is what we call local breed on our farm, where we are not able to justify who the parents are, we are not able to trace back that animals to 3rd or 4th generation. We just know immediately the back and the doe. And the back and the doe, you take two white back and a doe, you cross them and you start getting children of brown and Dutch nature, spotted, and a whole lot of things, as you are seeing here. That immediately tells you that the parents that you are using for the production are not pure breed. They come from a mixed background. And so we use the terminology local breeds. Now, another very good terminology for a local breed, guys, is what is called mongrel. Okay, mongrel. Now, we are borrowing this terminology from the dog farming communities, because just look at these pictures of these Alsatians. Guys, you can immediately tell that this is a breed. Look at Loki. There is my little dog in the picture there. You can immediately tell this is a Jack Russell. Guys, you cannot go wrong. But if I put this rabbit picture here on board, what is this breed? You see, what is this breed? I cannot answer that. And therefore, we fall back on what is called a local breed. But I guess an even better name for a local breed is going to be a mongrel. Okay, mongrel, because we don't know who the parents, or we don't know who the grandparents are. And even if we know who the grandparents are, who are the great grandparents, we don't know. Okay, but a pure breed, you can always trace back the grandparent to those people who created the breeds. Okay, something like that. Okay, it might be a very long journey, but it is possible to be able to trace back, because those progeny, they exhibit exactly the same characteristics as the original breed that was created in the 1920s or in the 1890s, thereabout. Okay. All right. Now I think we've cut across this definition. Let's just start taking serious note now and now find out why is this even an important topic. Do we even need to discuss this? Because rabbit is rabbit. All rabbit can be meat. As soon as the animal is butchered, it doesn't matter what the color is, whatever it is meat, right? But let us now take a step back and then go back into business and then ask certain questions. Why are we doing the farm? Okay, number one. Number two, remember the principle. If you put in good quality input material, the logic is you get a good quality output material. Okay, so we leave that principle there. So reasons, input material for business production. Then when it comes to business, we are really talking about efficiencies. Number one, we are talking about consistent. It has to be consistent. If I come to you, to your rabbit shop, and I want to buy a rabbit hind leg to go with my yams, right? And I come to you today, and then you give me a piece of that hind leg, and it weighs 500 grams. Thank you very much. And I buy it for, I'm just looking for a number, 20 Ghana cedis. Thank you very much. I go home, enjoy my dinner. I come back the next day. I try to buy the same hind quarter from you, and only that it is now 300 grams. So where is the standard? So today it is 300, tomorrow it is 500, the next day it is 600. So can you see? Olonka must be Olonka. Whether you are in Kumasi, it must be Olonka. Whether you are in Tamale, it must be Olonka. Whether you are in Jamaica, it must be Olonka. Okay, guys, those who do not know, Olonka is basically a measuring standard that we use in Ghana or other part of Africa. Okay. Yeah, so there has to be consistent. I mean, imagine if you go to KFC or Nando's or one of those chicken outlets, and then 4 of you ordered quarter legs of the chicken, and only for yours to be 200 grams when everybody else one is 500 grams. I can only imagine the look on your face, the shock, the disgust, the unhappiness, the fact that your meat portion is smaller, right? So you see, standard, consistency is the name of the game. And the pure breed allows you to achieve that consistency, okay? So guys, for us then to see the value of a pure breed and the value of a local breed, of course, trust me, each animal has got a purpose, right? But we need to take a step back and ask ourselves a couple of questions. Guys, what is the purpose of the farm? Is it a business or is it just some hobby? Are you farming purposely and considering the bottom line from an economic point of view? Profit, loss, cost, efficiencies, feed, labor, feed conversion, consistent sizes of the meat. Is this what we are doing? Are you looking for this? Are you looking for predictability? Because for your business, you should be able to predict, right? Are you looking for these activities to be predictable, to be manageable on your farm? Is that what you're looking for? Guys, that the pure breed serves that purpose because the characteristics of the animal is defined. You can predict it. You can tell that in 3 months that animal must be 2.5 kg, and 99% of them will be 2.5 kgs. Of course, we are talking about all factors being standard. You're giving them the right feed and so forth and so on. Okay. All right. If yes, then the breed therefore becomes very, very important. If you are farming for business purposes, then the breed is very, very important. Remember, quality in gives you a quality out. So if you're farming for a quality output, you must ensure you put in a quality input. Okay, so yeah, so there it is for the pure breed. Now for the mixed breed, let's take the mixed breed. This is very interesting. Exactly the opposite of what you have for pure breed applies for the mixed breed. And that means every single time you are surprised. You are surprised. Sometimes the bunnies that comes out with interesting colors, and that gets you excited. Guys, remember, for myself, when we started Ace Rabbit Farm, guys, I was so fascinated by the colors that we were getting because we started with local breeds, and you will get interesting colors. In fact, some of these pictures are from there. And we also got a lot of collaboration pictures coming from other farmers who wanted me to use some of their materials in making this video, okay? So you could see all these fancy, beautiful colors are coming from that space because it is unpredictable. The color is unknown, may weigh less, may weigh more, which is a plus, because several mixed breed. You could have a lion head mixed with New Zealand, amazing stuff. You could have a Dutch, which is a small breed, mixed with some cinnamon, and you start getting interesting dynamics, colors, size, fur types, performance of this animal. So yeah, that is the value of the mixed breed. And each of these breed has got a purpose on the farm. Yeah. So maybe if I give you one positive side of a local breed, number one, it is not that expensive. It's fairly affordable. Another very good advantage of a local breed or even a mixed breed is that because it is not that expensive, it becomes an easy way for you, a person to enter into rabbitry, right? Now, let's take another good aspect of a local breed. It gives you an opportunity to learn how to handle the animal because it's not a heavy, expensive asset. So you can learn how to handle your animal by starting, again, we say start small. You start small, you start slow with local breed, and then you learn your way. And once you hit a business critical mass, so I'm talking about as soon as you start hit from 8 doe units upwards, guys, it is you yourself who will know that you need a pure genetics. You need a pure line because now you are looking for a certain characteristics because now you want to satisfy your market in a particular way. Okay, all of these are interesting dynamics around the rabbit farming community. So both breeds, pure breeds, hybrids, local breeds, mongrel, they all have a value on the farm, and depends on where you are in the farming life cycle. Guys, you can decide to choose any of these type of animals to improve your head or to use as a learning curve and so forth and so on. Okay, all right, here are examples of pure breeds that we've documented for your use. The Belgian hare, actually made in England, deep rich color. It's basically a pet, guys. It's beautiful to have. The Beveren, developed in year unknown, but good quality meat producer. The Californian, you cannot miss the Cali with all the black markings on the nose, ears, and feet. Amazing meat producer. The checkered giant has got a muscle black patterns around the mouth. It's also a full arch-like animal, okay? 1914, very old. The chinchilla, dressed out very well when it's processed as a meat. It is called chinchilla because it got the same color as the wild chinchillas. The New Zealand white, we all know this guy. Is a champion meat producer, common, and has got a fly-back fur, similar to that of the Palomino. The Flemish giant, eat a lot, grow slowly, All right, let's move on. Good for show. The cinnamon is another champion's meat producer. The youngest, 1972. Let me see if we can summarize. So guys, rabbit breed is a very important topic in the rabbit community. It is actually very, very emotive. Yeah, people are very emotionally attached to some of these animals. And so I'm glad I've been able to navigate this discussion sensitively. I didn't bruise any egos in the course of doing this. But much more important, guys, is the fact that there is a purpose for the farm. And the purpose of the farm will determine what input we use for that, okay? In an environment, honestly speaking, in an environment where we are talking about standards, guys, are we only going to be producing this rabbit for local market? No. There has to come a time where we will be exporting our rabbit meat to rabbit consuming nations, to France, to China, to Spain, Egypt, the Middle East. We should be able to export these animals into those places. But if you are going to be exporting those animals into those places, guys, they have to look the same. They have to come out the same sizes, so that today, when you send them a 2.5 kg animal, tomorrow you send them a 2.5 kg animal. Don't send them 1 kg animal today and tomorrow you send them. When that happens, there's something called grading, there's quality, and so forth and so on. So all of that is going to start affecting you. And that is where you now start realizing that you need to be consistent, you need to be predictable with your output product that goes into the market, okay? So definitely pure breed gives you that capability, that ability to produce a consistent product to your market, because the standard of a pure breed has been defined, and if you follow those standards, you're going to be getting an output that is consistent. Okay, when it comes to the local breeds, when it comes to the mongrel, guys, it's also an opportunity for you to use that as a tool to learn. It's not expensive. It allows you to enter into the market. They are locally adapted, by the way, and they are resistant in so many ways. And so so this discussion is really not about which one is the best. All of them have got value on the farm, and depends on where you are in your business. You will be then motivated to choose what breed is going to work very, very well for you. Guys, on that note, I really want to thank you for hanging in here with me on this rather long journey. So you know how we do it. Keep farming. Bye.